If you are seeing this video, that means YouTube finally got its crap together and finally fixed the stupid sub box issue, which was ridiculous. I mean, it's been 2 days of the time of recording this, and I don't even know how long it's going to be until the sub box is finally fixed, which is ridiculous. I mean, the sub box thing is just crazy, and I uploaded the final part of my Platinum playthrough, and like no one got to see it, so yeah, watch it. It's the final part against Cynthia. It's so awesome and epic. And come on, you can just go to see it to see like provocative pictures of Cynthia on the right side. It's all right. So we got I just had to go into Royal Universe because I love that evening scene with the bridge right there. It's just so pretty. This game is very pretty. And I'm never gonna be in the same place twice when I do these little things where I go outside the Pokemon Center and do some crazy stuff because I'm gonna see how many places I can go and visit and show off how pretty this game actually is. So overused battle here against MapCRimSoNCobRa117. Yeah, weird name, I know, but whatever. So, overused battle. It's a pretty long battle, so let's get it on. So, I decided to lead off my Starmie, figuring he'd lead off with his Stealth Rocker. He leads with his Jirachi, which leads me to believe that it's, like, especially defensive and stuff. So, I go for the safe surf. He ends up going into this Gastrodon. I didn't think he'd want to so early, but he does. Gets the +1. I have nothing that really wants to take a +1 Scald other than Ferrothorn, which really makes me sad, because if I got the burn, it really hurt me. But I don't, which is, like, thank God, because Scald usually, like, hates me. Decided to go for the Stealth Rocks here, figuring he may go into Reuniclus, half predicting my Leech Seed, and Reuniclus does come out here. I decided to switch out here. I was kind of thinking he may want to set up on me, but I really didn't think Power Up would have done much for it to be worth it. So I go into Gengar, predicting the Focus Blast right off the bat. Goes for that Calm Mind. Expects Thunderbolt will do tons. Expects Shadow Ball will do tons, but I know it won't kill. I decided to go for it anyways because I really don't think Gengar is going to be that useful at this in this match, and it really wouldn't have. So Gengar dies to a Psy Shock as Shadow Ball almost takes down the Reuniclus. So okay, so come on, let's go. Alright, so I decided to go into my Staraptor. Staraptor's being used again, and hopefully I'll get to Brave Bird some things. Not yet, though, because I'm not going to go for the Brave Bird. I decided to just go for the Return, because I really don't need the needless recoil at this point in the game. Skarmory comes in, which I figured it would, but I didn't really feel the need to predict and go close combat in case he did stay in, so Return does a small chunk, and he's going to set up entry hazards clearly. I'm going to go into my Starmie just to spin them away after he sets them up, because I still have that little ace in my sleeve where he doesn't know that this thing's a Rapid Spinner yet, so I'm just gonna go for the safe surf again. He goes into friggin' Gastrodon again. Again, he's switching into Gastrodon these points where I'm thinking he's gonna want to over predict, and he's just not, and it's irritating me. Like, Alright, so he nabs another Storm Drain boost. I'm going to Ferrothorn once again, take the +1 Scald once again, and I don't get a burn for the second time. But he does crit me there, so here's some little hacks there. It didn't matter in the least bit at the end of the game, so yeah, it didn't matter. Decided to go for the Leech Seed here, thinking he may want to overpredict, and I thought he'd go into his Conkeldurr there, but he ends up going into back in his Reuniclus. I didn't think he'd do this because it's so low and he couldn't take a Power Whip, but that was a weird play. So gonna go for the Power Whip now, and he goes for the Calm Mind, overpredicting. Really sucks for him. I do get a crit. Not sure if that mattered at all. I really don't know much about how well Reuniclus could have taken that, even if it is bold max defense. I'm not sure if that would have killed without that crit, so I really don't have any idea. So Conkeldurr comes in. I decide to go for the Leech Seed, predicting the bulk up. He decides to go for the safe Drain Punch. Kind of sucks. But I do live it, which I knew I could, which is why I still felt safe going for the Leech Seed, because with Conkeldurr's massive HP stat, I still get a lot of health back, so it wasn't that bad. I took that Drain Punch in the first place. So I get lots of health back, which is really nice. I decide to switch into my... I stay in here predicting him to switch into something else. So I just go for the Power Up, which really turns out to be really awesome for me, because he goes into his Air Balloon Heatran. So yeah, that thing's balloon's gone now. So that's awesome, because now I can hit it with ground type moves. So that's neat. Alright, so Heatran loses Balloon. Obvious Fire Blast is obvious, and I decide to go into my Porygon 2 to take the Flash Fire, but he actually goes for the Stealth Rock. So I'm like, this thing has Stealth Rocks? Really? I don't know. The structure of his team didn't look like that thing would have the Stealth Rocks, but it does. And it is a standard bulky Heatran, probably especially defensive. It does warm me out into Ferrothorn, the worst possible thing, and that just really sucks. I decided to stay in here, seeing he wants to overpredict, but he just does. Kills me off with the Fire Blast, and Ferrothorn dies. So yeah, it's always a sad day when your Durant plant type thing with spikes dies. So Starmie comes in. Obvious Surf is obvious. I'm going to predict him to go into Gastrodon for the third time, go for the Rapid Spin finally, and get rid of those spikes and Stealth Rocks, because entry hazards are not a fun thing, especially when you have two flying types on your team. So Gastrodon is out here. I'm decided to just go for to predict the Earth Power or the Surf or the Scald or whatever. Go into my Porygon to get the Storm Drain in case I can nab it myself. He misses Toxic there, which really sucks for him. That was really bad for him. The game would have been like so different if my Porygon was Toxic, because here he's gonna go into his Jirachi, take the Ice Beam, and then he's going to T-Wave me. I don't know what he would have done if I was Toxic, but I don't know. It seemed like the game would be so different if I was Toxic. I'd probably lose. But T-Wave happens. I Thunder Wave myself because why not? I didn't know if that thing was especially defensive at that point. It still could have been like a not especially defensive Rashi. So Iron Head flinches me. Kind of typical since I'm para-flinched. But, you know, I'm still going to keep going for the recoveries because eventually right there he'll get the para-hacks. I can just get the recover off, which is what I was planning on doing just to get my Porygon back up to full health. Because like I showed in the last match, recover as much times with Porygon 2 as possible. Conkeldurr comes back in. Gonna go into my Starmie at the same time. We both switched. That was kind of weird. Bad switch for him. He's gonna go for the Surf, and I knew it wouldn't kill, but I really didn't have much that I couldn't risk him going for the bulk up or just predicting my Porygon to come back in. So I was just better off just getting some damage off for Surf. I don't really need Starmie for much either, but it turns out I kind of did. It'd be nice if I did have Starmie for later on in the match. It turns out, but I get a free switch into my Ments now. Intimidate really doesn't want him to stay in. I'm gonna go for the safe Draco. I don't really have any point of predicting this Rachi, even though if I did predict it, the match would have gone down a lot smoother, because this thing's gonna wind up paralyzing like my whole team, which is irritating. So I do a quick calc, find out that there's a small chance of Earthquake killing, but I really can't risk max spin at this point in the game. I'm gonna go into my Porygon 2 predicting T-Wave, so I really couldn't risk my Ments getting T-Waved, even if it meant that Jirachi could have died. And if it did die, my life would have been so much easier. But going to go into my Raptor, my Staraptor, gonna get the Intimidate off. He's going to go for the Wish, and yeah, that's going to be nice for him. At this point, I'm just gonna keep going for the close combat until it crits him or something, because there's not really much Jirachi can do to me unless I get enough defense drops with close combat. I don't really care about Raptor speed, because the only thing I really need it for is a Conkeldurr, and if I can get that thing intimidated, I can still just Brave Bird it. I could live any hit after that point, so yeah, so I go for a second close combat here, and I think he just goes for another Wish. I'm kind of fishing for the crit. At this point, I'm really scared of the Iron Head because I do have all those defense drops, so I do go into my Ments here to get the second Intimidate off, and with 2 Intimidates, this Iron Head's gonna really do nothing, even to frail Pokemon like Salamence. Well, Salamence isn't that frail, but Iron Head does very little after -2 because this thing has no attack investment, clearly. So, yeah, that's nice. So, I believe here I just go straight back into my Staraptor because I just wanted to get rid of the defense drops. Now I can get a third Intimidate off, just like some Intimidate strategy going on here, just like Cynthia in my Let's Play, which you go watch right now. Go watch it. Come on, please. Alright, random part. It's cool. Alright, so I go for the close combat here. I do get the crit here, which eventually would have happened. Either I would have gotten the crit, or I would have gotten the Parahacks, and I would have broken his Wish Chain. Eventually, I would have killed him, so unless I run out of close combat PP, but you know, I don't really feel bad about that crit as much as I could. So Heatran comes back in. I'm slower now because of the drop boost. He's really playing around this Porygon 2 very well. Right there, if I switch into Ments, I would have been a lot better off. But I do go into Porygon predicting the Fire move. He makes a great play and goes for the Rocks. It's going to really hurt me because when the Stealth Rocks up, Ments only has 2 more switch-ins and 2 more Life Warp hits in total. So that's going to come into play. So I go for one light. I switch in here because I got roared out. I'm going to predict the Skarmory because it's obvious as hell. Fire Blast takes that thing out really easily. That was a really easy prediction. So yeah, I do have one more Stealth Rock hit. After that, I only have one more Life Warp hit. He goes into Gastrodon, the one thing I can't want to KO at this point in the game. Don't want a Draco at this point. I'm gonna go into my Porygon and be safe. He goes for the Ice Beam also to be safe, which really sucks, but yeah, this Gastrodon is actually pulling out really well, which is kind of why its usage statistics. I think it's like 30 right now in the latest statistics, which is crazy. Gastrodon, OU, I never would have thought. Like, UU, it deserves to be UU, but OU, dang. Alright, so Fire Blast hits my Porygon 2. At this point, I'm just going to kind of recover, stall it out until it runs out of PP or misses at this point. So I really don't have much I can do to his team. He's kind of got me in a checkmate position at this point. The fact that I've been able to avoid my Ments getting paralyzed was my major plan at the point, because Ments can really tear through his team if given the room. But because the Stealth Rocks are up in with the Life Orb, Ments can't sweep anymore. At this point, Ments could sweep his team if the rocks weren't down, but because they are, I really can't do much to his team. So a few plays happen. Thunderbolt eventually will take down the Salamence. Porygon 2 is at a great amount of health, but he still has a Conkeldurr. Drain Punch is going to be a 2 KO, surprisingly. So I just go for the, I think, Ice Beam or the thingy. Thunderbolt. Paralyzed thingy? Thunderbolt. I don't go for the T-Wave because Guts is obvious, but Drain Punch will fail to 2-hit KO me, surprisingly. I do live with 18 there, and I am going to be able to get another Thunderbolt off. I switched moves for no reason because I felt like it. I know I lost at this point anyway, so yeah, another Thunderbolt is going to take me out with another Drain Punch. He gets 9 HP back, so that's going to help him so much, right? Not really. So, yeah, I go into my Staraptor here, or do I go into Mints? I go into Staraptor, because after the Intimidate, I know I can live a Mach Punch pretty easily, so, or any move pretty much. So I go for the Brave Bird, because time to Brave Bird everything. That's the first time I'm able to directly make that reference with the Brave Bird on screen. So, Banded Brave Bird doesn't kill the Gastrodon, which is very depressing. I think I could have killed with Max Min, or if this thing was actually had good IVs, which it doesn't, which is why I just got a Reckless Staravia off Dream World finally, so I can actually look good Reckless one now. But Brave Bird fails to kill, as my last is my Mence. After Stealth Rock, I only have one life warp switch until it's his game. Gonna Dragon Claw, take out the Gastrodon. He still has his one Kronk Elder left, so that's a narrow 1-0 and a great match. Awesome game. One of the better OU matches I've had in 5th gen. So that is going to be all for today. Like I said, this will be up when YouTube stops failing. So I'll see you guys later.